And as we return to Philly Sports Spotlight, these are your last four. Of course, it's only been here. This is the fifth time. These are your last four winners at Merion. 34, Olin Dutra. 1950, Ben Hogan, of course, using that one iron on the 18th fairway. It was in a three-way playoff. He wins that one. Lee Trevino, he won that in a playoff with Jack Nicklaus. We'll talk about that in just a minute. And again, at the top of the show, you saw David Graham talking about how emotional he was after winning the U.S. Open. We have a great guest in studio with us this week. Golf play-by-play announcer, longtime golf play-by-play announcer, Jim Kelly. And Jim, just real quick, Ben Hogan, obviously, you were one of the last people to interview him before he passed away.
In 1992, the great man, my hand disappeared in his hand. We waited while he hit golf balls. He had a routine, toasted chicken sandwich. The president of Hogan Golf back then said, you know, if he doesn't like you or doesn't like your questions, he's going to rip that microphone off. Phil, we rolled tape for an hour and a half. He talked about when he gave haircuts for 25 cents a haircut. Ben Hogan delivered blocks of ice and put them in the old refrigerators, right? And years later, after he passed, we were doing the Phoenix Open on ESPN. Mrs. Hogan sent some of the Phoenix Thunderbirds over to my table. And they said, Mrs. Hogan would like to talk to you. She took my hand and she goes, you never let go. She goes, you know, Jimmy, I know my Ben never said anything, but he really enjoyed that interview. You don't forget moments like that.
I guess so, since you didn't rip off your microphone.
No.
Now,
and I have an autographed picture of the one iron at Merion that Mr. Hogan signed.
Excellent.
And notice I say Mr. Hogan.
Yeah, because you have respect. Totally. I like that. Yeah. And then, of course, the other one we saw there, Lee Trevino and Jack Nicklaus in a playoff. What do you remember most about that particular US
Well,
Open?
a slimmed down Lee Trevino. And there you saw the look, kind of a pensive look on Jack's face. You know, Jack and Lee are good friends, but Jack focus on the majors, right? He got a chuckle out of it. Jack's best line when asked why he was walking so fast that last round, he said, I wanted to get ahead of Trevino so I didn't have to listen to him.
And of course, he had the nickname the Merry Mex because he. I got to actually work with him. I had a chance to cover the Sammy Davis Jr. man, Greater Hartford Open, when I worked up in Connecticut. So I got a chance to meet Lee Trevino. Always accessible to the fans. Very, very nice. So that's going to take us through the last four winners here at Merion. Of course, there'll be a fifth winner crowned this Sunday, weather permitting. We're going to take another break right now. When we come back, we're going to talk to the great Jim Kelly about his memories of the U.S. Open, more specifically, Merion. We'll be right back.